Yoka for healing. What's up, what's up, what's up? These readings are heavy. Very heavy. And those that have been following and watching all the readings that I've posted saw the reading where I received a phone call. You're also aware of my story and the part that involves my own daughter. Yes. Who still to this day insist that I have mental issues because I don't go outside a lot. I have no fear of going outside. But these energies, because you don't hang out with them after they've played all of these little games, they want to say that you're crazy, your heart is cold, because you won't allow that demonic energy back in, no matter who it is. That doesn't make you crazy. That makes you wise and strong, especially when it's your blood. But see, these warlocks that cast these spells on those that are weaker, that's what they prey on. Because they know they can't get to you directly. They will use the ones closest to you. And you have to be strong enough, especially when you have adult children out in the world that you've already raised and taught better. They're tugging at your heartstrings. Destined soul ties. This card is in upside down when I looked at it. Let me look at these, make sure they're all in the right direction. Because there's enough confusion out here. For those that refuse to see the truth, it's a lot of confusion. For those who want to paint a picture, write their own story for you to live out, they're having a hard time. But they all made their choices, and you made yours. And if you're a parent, a mother, and you had to release a child, stay strong. Because one of the keys in this spiritual warfare is to recognize that we each have our own journey to walk. And some of us have had karmic children, karmic babies with karmic demonic men. Take heed to the lessons if you're younger, to who you have children with. I was 21 years old, stayed married to that evil, demonic, arrogant narcissist for 13 years. And he was abusive mentally, physically, and all aspects of any kind of way of abuse he did. This is a big pile. We're going to take this and see what it is and then go from there. You don't think of me. Wrong time and place. Trust the universe. Pride keeps us apart. It still hurts. Changes will be made. These all fell out in one chunk. Nothing is by accident. Learning to forgive. You have to forgive. Because if you don't, they have you where they want you, with a cold heart like theirs. Forgiveness does not mean you accept that energy back into your life. Voice cracking. It does not mean that you take that energy back into your life, while they're still insisting on the story that they want to write. They see your wishes coming true, that you're being blissed. You have no worries. Your bills are paid. You got food, and you can order whatever you want to. Because the universe is taking care of you. You're walking in your purpose. And that makes them feel ill. You don't think of me. What is this card? Rest, relaxation. Because you're resting and at peace and you're rejuvenated in your own sanctuary, they want to play that game. You don't love me. You don't think of me. It's all fucking illusions and spell work. Don't fall for it. They want you to be in fear. They want you to feel the heartache. Oh, my baby. Oh, my husband. Oh, my daddy. Don't fall for it. Illusions. Your intuition is key player in this. That is why discernment and intuition is very important to have of your own. There's conflict and an imbalance. Why? Wrong time, wrong place. Wrong person. There's trust issues. And there's danger of a broken relationship. They're aware that your cup is filled and that you trust the universe. You've had emotional awakenings and you are fulfilled. You are walking in purpose and you have an overflow to flow into others. Your personal growth is so strong. You have compassion and you're still creative in your flow. That Cancer energy, sensitive, can easily get in your emotions, but you have that Scorpio also, that stinger. And they have to be able to take the sweet with the sour. Because you're trusting the universe. Trusting the universe. They don't want this cycle to be completed. They don't want you to reach that harmony of completion. They don't want you to integrate all that you have learned, all your wisdom. They don't want you to be strong in that Leo energy. They want to cause a little bit of chaos. We have that Saturn energy here. But there's no forward movement, no celebrations, because you're trusting the universe and you have new ideas. You're communicating. Page of Swords energy of balance. You're going with the flow. And that Gemini issue here, that energy, that's also giving me that sweet and sour. But there may be a Page of Swords energy, young, maybe even a child, that's got a new idea. Because they don't want this cycle to end. And there's a King of Wands. Someone that's usually a visionary and natural born leader. But their pride keeps them away from you. Pride and ego, we've heard that before with this King of Wands that wants to be an emperor. Someone that doesn't want this cycle to end, but immature. They're trying to communicate and come up with some kind of strategy for some rapid changes and gaining momentum because they want to win. They're going to take quick action in communication. This truth is going to hurt you or them or both. But you must stay strong and confident. Have the courage. Because they're going to try to persuade and influence you. That's an obstacle that they need to overcome. Your strength. It will hurt. What is this? Queen of Swords in reverse. Someone that's cold-hearted. And we have King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This Queen of Swords is pessimistic, careless, cold, overly critical. This is a Virgo energy in reverse. And their third eye is blocked. They have no intuition. They have no presence of mind. But they want to look astute and up in the upright. So we have a Queen of Swords and a Page of Swords. That could be a mother and child, or that could be this Page of Swords or Queen of Swords is immature. Immature energy that doesn't want a cycle to end. They want to make some changes. What are these changes they want to make? They want that union. So this is a Queen of Swords is really immature that wants a union and doesn't want a cycle to end. They want you to forgive so that they can celebrate with you. They need the stability and the need of feeling of belonging. They need you for balance, to feel dignified in themselves, to put on the persona. But you're not thinking of them. You're rested in your peace, in your sanctuary, minding your business, staying connected with Source and your ancestors and how you're guided. What do we need to know? Seclusion, being overcome or paralyzed by fear, antisocial and restrictive. This is what they think. Or this is someone else. Because I do realize that, and I just had this conversation with someone. I had to explain to them what isolation is, because people don't Google shit and learn things on their own. They just like to talk. They like to project. Going into hermit in isolation is only protection of yourself. It doesn't mean you're not a part of the world, that you don't know what's going on. You're very much aware because you have had spiritual awakenings. You're aware of yourself. You're aware of your responsibilities to the Creator and your soul contract. But see, they see isolation as lonely, secluded, and overcome by fear. Someone is. It's in the reverse. Who is this that's secluded? The High Priestess. As I said, you are protecting your foundation. You're very much aware what's going on and how they don't want to end these cycles. And that they need a union in order to celebrate because they can't get it on their own. They want to take yours. They want to be you. Some of them. Destiny swaps. False ass promises because there's no divine energy out here, man or female, that's gonna fall for this shit. The ones that you thought were emperors and empress that fell for it means they weren't on their shit, bitch. But this high priestess is very aware. High priest or high priestess, they know what the fuck is going on. And there will not be a union. You walk the fuck away. And anybody, man, woman, or child, if they're bound with the devil by choice and they're calling you crazy, fuck them. They're trying to plan a new idea of coming at you to come through with this plan. But temperance is here. Balance is here. Because you're celebrating. And you're moving fast with momentum. Their pride, your pride, keeps you apart. Because you're not about low vibe energies. Period. And anybody that wants to declare you mentally insane is about to go insane. You want to play big girl games? You want to play big boy games? The universe is here and watching, just as the ancestors. They're upset because your joy, your love, they want to call you cold-hearted. They want to say you're isolated and restricted and you're in fear because you won't come into union with them. The audacity. The mind fuckery. What do we need to know about Queen of Swords in reverse? Reckless, superficial, delayed, cocky, and you're separated because of the pride, the ego. This is someone that does not like to put in work. They lack the skills, the motivation. You females that think that your coochie will get you far got another thing coming. Because the real divine ones are not fighting with you. We resolve dispute. And we release tension. We avoid conflict, but we find the solution for your ass real quick. Looks like you're out in the cold. That energy is not welcomed. Those that like to get turned up, party, have sex and drink, surface level pleasures, and accept promises from dirty ass men that ain't got shit and can't promise nothing. A Woman's Worth is playing right now. Alicia Keys, A Woman's Worth, baby. Yes, right on time. There's no mistakes. Love wins. And if you choose not to love, but to lie, your choice. I myself refuse to allow anyone to try to play with me. You want to call me crazy? Take me to court. I'm begging you to. do it. Because I'm waiting. Because I already know if you do, it only gives me a broader spectrum for this shit to be heard and seen for who you are. I advise you to exorcise them demons up out of you. Because the high priest is not going for this. There is no union. There's no compromise. Yeah, you're right. I'm crazy. Because of your greed and your inconsideration, your lustful ways. You thought that would work on this high priest or high priestess. But they learned the lesson. They're very much aware of the third parties, the relationships going on behind the scenes. So they walked away. They're not about the greed. They walked. So why the fuck are y'all in her business when she moved herself away from that shit? Cuffing season. They worried about you being on the hunt and you being single and ready to mingle. Well, bitch, for the right ones, the divine ones, it's all in. Y'all the ones on the outside looking in. Because we have balance. There's no players over here. We're not seeking options. There's no confusion. There's no numbing ourselves while you're having irrational behaviors doing just that. Because you see that we're moving ahead, pouring into our own cup. We have no times for frenemies that are not key players. No fake friends, no fake family, no fake nothing. Get it through your head. Heal or stay out there in the cold. Things are heating up, but not in the way that they wanted. They wanted that chemistry, that fire, that spark. But instead, this Queen of Swords that's still hurt, that's reckless, dealing with an upside down King of Wands. Neither one of them are working, and you're not fighting with any of them. There are changes coming, and there will be a union, and they're very much aware of that. But it won't be with them. It still hurts, this Queen of Swords in reverse. She's still hurt in her feelings. They were living in the moment, and now they're stuck there in the blues, scared, heavily in their emotions, having mental distress. That's funny. Isn't that something they were projecting? Thinking that they could have good luck and turn shit around. But they're stuck with their own addictions and irrational behavior. Self-medicating. Dealing with this Knight of Wands. That's a ride or die. Them against the world, their partner. Somebody they're teamed up with that's immature. Both going in the wrong directions. What do we need to know about this Knight? You got fucking receipts. They're not putting in the work. And you're not fighting with them. They're stuck in intense emotions that are burning them within. And they're stuck with that because they didn't put in the real work. They wanted to be an imposter. That work, whatever they were doing, this new boo. They lack the quality, low skills. And this is somebody you're not going to fight and argue with because they want to be of surface level pleasures, just as we started out with. They want you to be their new boo, but you got receipts. You already know what's up, and they haven't changed. So they're out in the cold. They're worried about a honeymoon phase coming in and these changes while they're dealing with legal matters. This union, a union that you said bye to, peace out. Wow. So it looks like this Queen of Swords and this Knight of Wands, this new boo that they were finding out later that they were not hardworking. They may not have been fighting with them at the time. They thought that they had found peace in the honeymoon phase. Well, that relationship that they got during this numbing phase, they thought it was luck because they were singing the blues. So this is somebody, this Queen of Swords was manipulating this Knight of Wands with manipulation. They discovered that this person didn't argue or cause any stress, but they weren't putting in any work either. All talk, all lust. And they're trying to get you wrapped up in this. Learning to forgive. They want you to forgive while they're still tiptoeing. And they're only doing this because they're out in the cold. And you said goodbye while they were trying to manipulate you. You found balance. Because you know that they're not key players. They're frenemies, not key players. The receipts are out. You know about their new boo. And how that new boo could not stand against you. They were trying to find someone to take your place. But they find that they can't grow. And now they must say goodbye. And they're tiptoeing, trying to avoid being seen, but it's already out. They wanted you to be lusting after them. What do we need to know about this lust and greed? You're black from toxicity. And you're not about the extra drama. And you see they're trying way too hard. Doing the research, learning more, and gaining insight now. They need to learn to forgive and move on. What else about this non-key player? Non-key players. What else is it that we need to know? All their close friends, those that they hang with, their squad, their so-called soul tribe, are not key players. It was just passion. Now things are really heating up. because they're out in the cold. If only for one night, they say. Nah, we'll pass.